Well, welcome to Made in the Motherland podcast. I'm the host. My name is Duke. Some people call me Kanai, it's the same person. And I have a very interesting guest today. Guess who pulled up on me today? Um, this guy is one of the gatekeepers in the Ghana entertainment industry. Very accomplished guy. He's managed some of the greatest names from I1 to 55 to the ever ubiquitous Shatta Wale. I'm sure you're guessing who I'm talking about right now. But I have Bulldog in the building.
What happened, bro?
What happened?
Long time. I'm laying with
I
you.
tell you what, just
Long time.
see when you pulled up, I'm like, what is this guy doing here? I thought you were in Ghana hunting Shatta Wale, like you said.
Oh, genius.
Welcome to New York,
Thanks.
man.
Thanks.
What brings you out here?
I came to relax one, and I'll say I came to study a little bit, change of environment, the three together.
Very necessary.
Yep.
We're going to Gacho.
Hey, mommy going to mommy going
All right, so let's get into some serious stuff. Okay, so you're one of the, like I said, one of the main gatekeepers, man. You've been there, you've seen this industry from the beginning. You've seen it all, man. If somebody doesn't know about you, tell them how you started. How did you get your start in this industry, the music industry?
Okay, so I'll say myself, I'm a disappointed rapper, right? No me in rap or few shiboli. Still I dey look for manager, Nako manager. If I had gone somebody, maybe I would have been an artist myself, but that's how I started it. So um I started teaching somebody like Papi of 55.
Okay.
Yeah, and boy and Ajin Trauma, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, started writing rhymes for him and all that. That's how I really got interested in music. But then I had to leave for school, right?
Okay.
So I left for school. He was still on the street doing his stuff. So after school, I realized he was still doing it. And I'm very cool. His mom is like my mom.
Okay.
So the mom called me home and says, Chalo maybe be no street and or he's still doing it. So you guys should try and, make it possible. So that's how it started with us. So
all in Adabraka, right?
All in Adabraka.
Right.
Yeah. Born and bred.
Right.
Hope to die in America. So that's how it started for me. Then I told him, let's do this. Then he said he's a rapper, and he's got another guy who could sing, and that he's not good with singing. I'm like, yo, we don't need to sing. I needed to just rap. We could feature anybody. He says, oh no, he wasn't confident at the time.
Okay.
So he had to bring the other guy called Killy.
Right.
Yeah. So that's how this whole thing started.
The 55 thing started,
Okay.
So then you started off managing them, right?
Yeah, definitely, because at the time I had lost interest in getting myself on the mic.
Right.
For me, I wanted to pursue my art. I'm a visual artist.
Okay.
Yeah, so I draw, I paint. Later on, I did graphics. So I pursue that instead of doing the music stuff.
Right. Yeah. Now, how was the transition from just a manager to breaking into the industry big? Because 55's first single was a big hit, as far as I know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the progression was, but
okay. So the first single wasn't that big because our first single really was a song with Samini.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first single you're talking about is
African.
Yeah, that was like our third single.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Our very, very first single really didn't do much. We had a song with Samini called Usomi Mwana Manani.
Okay.
Yeah, the song like that. We tried it, but it didn't go nowhere. So I had to go back to do a remix with Apietus, right?
Okay.
Because U-Beats, right?
Right, U-Beats, yes.
U-Beats has a junior brother called Benny. Very orchestrator. He's very good. He did the production for the one with Samini. And then at the time, it was Apietus who was like coming up. So we had to go to Apietus to do a remix.
Right.
A remake of the song, right? So we got there, got Samini back on the song, fire track, right? But Apietus says, hey, I love the track, so I'll do 2 more tracks.
Okay.
Yeah, to replace it. Because he was doing a compilation at the time, right? So he wanted to take the song and then put it on a compilation and give us another song.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what happened with that. So that's what's brought African Girl.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really what brought African Girl.
Okay, and then after that, it was just.
Yeah, that's it.
How was the industry like back then?
It wasn't like now.
I think the first time I met you was at what's this place in I think it was around industrial area.
Charter House.
Charter House.
Yeah.
I think you're still yeah. The first time I met
I
you.
worked there. I worked there for 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I started in 2005 or something.
Right. How did the industry receive you when you got in? Because you're a very aggressive guy, you know, and so
I think for me, let me say this. I think I was lucky, and I was blessed because you see, I've always been an industry and a media person. Right?
Okay.
So I'll tell you how I started. So I used to work with GTV.
Okay.
Then I started working with Chronicle. Then I went to an advertising firm, Marcom, TBWA Marcom. Then I went to Charter House.
Okay.
So my journey has been around the media space.
Okay. Doing what for them? Specific graphics. Okay.
Exactly. Right.
Okay.
So and I'd done what you call it, the guys who did Taxi Driver, Village Communications.
Okay.
So I knew people in the industry already. Right. You understand? And they came to me for stuff. So right. When I got in, I was a familiar face already. So it was Bulldog boys.
Okay,
yeah,
right.
So
you had
I'm in the space already.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
So but I still needed to grind as well. But I mean, I was in the space, so it was easy, a little bit easy for me, I'll say.
Right. So your first successful project was 5-5.
Yes.
Okay. How did that feel? How was that experience?
Good. I mean, I'm sure maybe when you're done, do a few or some research on YouTube.
Right.
When we won our first award at the Ghana Music Awards, for me, I couldn't even. I couldn't believe.
Right.
We had gotten this far.
It was a big hit.
Yeah.
Huge hit.
Yeah. I remember Tiny Dems were all in the crowd and everybody was shouting. They all knew me. Right. I used to write with Tiny.
Okay.
Yeah, way back. When he did his second album.
Right.
He has a song, Mamile.
Mamile.
Yeah, I was in the studio.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I write it with him.
Right. Shout out to Ali Chicken.
Yeah, that's my blood.
That's the homie.
Yo. That's my blood. So, I mean, and when I started out and I wanted to record Papi, I'd gone to Hammer of the last two. Right. Used to be at North Kaneshi, the studio.
Hush.
But he never created that beat for me. And he still owes me a beat.
Yeah, Hammer, you hear that?
Yeah, definitely. So the Neiman Chess, Qualkers, we were all there in that space, So for me, I've always been an industry and a studio, right?
Right.
Yeah, so just breaking out there, I'll say, because I had all these relations lined up, it was a little bit easy. Right. Yeah, because I'd done the work already. Right. Yeah.
My first introduction to who Bulldog was, right? You seem like a fearsome guy, like a fiery, fierce guy. Was that intentional? Was that or just part of your personality?
No, I just don't take nonsense. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, I have zero tolerance for bullshit.
Right.
Yeah, I mean I can't take it. Right. So I don't know whether it's...
Is that Adabraka?
Exactly. I grew up with parents like that. My mom is like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I cannot go back
to
no sharp. We were raised straight.
Right.
So I find it difficult to swallow stupidity.
Right.
I can't take it and I won't take it.
Right.
Till I die.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
This is about... If you get to know me closer and you know me closer, you know who I'm truly who I am.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
You just like to get the job done.
Exactly.
Like effectiveness.
Exactly.
All right. So from Papi and 5-5, that's success. Then the trajectory.
Yeah. We moved on to I1. Then we did Natural Face.
Okay.
Then we did VIP.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we did Shatta Wale. Okay,
you managed them. Yeah. You managed all these guys.
Yeah. Okay. In between, we did Rude Boy Ranking as well.
Okay.
May God rest his soul.
Right.
We did Bertha as well.
Right.
Yeah, we did RB. We
right.
A couple of people.
All right. But the most famous of them, obviously, is Shatta Wale. Right?
Yes, that's what
the biggest
know
one.
Me for. No,
right.
He's not the biggest. The biggest, yeah.
He's not the biggest he managed?
Nah.
That's I don't know who's bigger than Shatta Wale that Bulldog is associated with.
VIP.
I don't know how you say that, boo.
Okay, so let me try and break it down,
Right,
Because
break it down
sometimes
for
when
me.
I say that and he hears it,
Right. I know. We know we know the problem we are gonna get into with this interview.
but it's the facts.
Right.
So check this out.
Right.
Shatta Wale was transitioning from bandana to
Right.
Shatta Wale
Okay.
when we met, right?
Right.
He had his whatever, and I think at the time, this song,
That's all King
has started,
picking up.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Shatta has his people already,
Right.
right? I brought media to Shatta.
Okay.
You understand?
Right.
So on the streets, he was cool, but I didn't have no media.
Yeah,
so,
mainstream. Yeah.
Good. So that's what I brought, or Boo House brought to him.
Okay.
Now check this out. When I say VIP is the biggest, VIP had done it all before they came to me.
Okay.
They had won all the Cora Awards and everything.
Right. Right.
Am I making some sense now?
Well, I get that. I understand what you're saying,
Yeah.
but in terms of publicity, right, where Shatta Wale got Bulldog too, in terms of making you a household name. That's what I'm.
No, that nobody can change.
Okay, that's the angle I was coming from.
Okay, so when you ask me, as a household, that which artist did we manage? That's the biggest. I can't say anything else but VIP because they were the biggest.
Okay.
They had all the awards already. They had gone international already. They had done all the things they would do in Africa already before they came to us.
Right.
For us to work with.
Right.
Shatta hadn't even won an award. We got him his
but I'm talking about in retrospect. If you look back on your career.
So again, that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say the biggest I managed was VIP.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, Shatta fans are Shatta Wale are gonna think. No, because it sounds like it sounds counterintuitive.
No, but that
sounds strange.
No, those are the facts. My point is that look. So if I ask you right now, you've been doing this podcast for a minute, right? Who's the biggest that you've interviewed?
Right.
You might mention a few.
Right.
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 Now, when you sit back, you realize that if you've interviewed somebody like Zeal,
right,
yeah, or VIP,
right,
or even Aketichi,
right,
or Lord Kenya,
right,
yeah, before any a kiddie came here,
right. I get what you're saying.
Exactly.
I get the angle.
So if you don't understand this, or if anybody doesn't understand this, I'm sorry, but it's the facts.
Right.
When Shatta came to us, he hadn't won any award.
Right.
All the awards he won. Right, he started with us.
Right.
Yeah, we got him his first awards.
Right.
At the Ghana Music Awards, he hadn't won nothing.
Right. How did that relationship start? How did the whole Shatta situation start?
So
because that's a whole new. That's the biggest chapter I think of your.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people know me because of him.
Right.
And I understand that and I respect that.
Right.
So Shatta has been an industry guy,
Right.
So we meet at places, right?
Right.
We met a couple of times. There are times when I was getting that one on stage, and I'll meet him backstage.
Right.
We'll have a conversation. And he'll be like, "Oh, boss, I won't come here to do something." But he never came, right?
Right.
And I think the last time I met him was when I was putting him on the show, at Nima or in Nima. Okay. The VIP show. Right. VIP has a Xylophone.
Right. Every year. Right.
Exactly.
Right.
I put him on.
Right.
And at the time, I think when he got off, we started having a conversation. He spoke to Mr. Logic. Mr. Logic was managing him at the time.
Right.
So
shout out to Mr. Logic.
Exactly. So I mean, Shatta's thing, the conversation had been lurking, right?
Right.
But we didn't actualize it.
Right.
Then other people started coming. Even Tiny spoke to me about Shatta. Prodigal spoke to me about Shatta. My wife, so it started coming from everywhere. And
right.
I said, I know this chap already. We've been talking. It's just that we've not started anything.
Right.
So I think around that same time, we just clicked and boom, he came by and said, so let's do this. I think he came with Mr. Logic. We're doing Bass Awards at the time.
Right.
Yeah, Bass Awards.
Yes.
Reggae dance.
Right.
Exactly. We're doing at the time. We got him on, and the rest was history.
Right.
Yeah.
So how instrumental were you? Because Dancehall King is actually what broke Wale the second time.
Yes. So
what point did you come in that process?
Okay, so we shot the video for him.
Right.
Yeah, myself and my partners.
The song was already a street hit. It's a street jam.
But he didn't have a video.
Okay.
He didn't have a video.
Okay.
So that's where I came in.
Okay.
You understand? That's where I came in.
Okay.
That's the beginning of my thing with him. So Mr. Logic came to us, wanted to shoot a video, right?
Okay.
And I think he had gone somewhere, right?
Right.
With Step of Solid Multimedia. You
Right.
know
I
him,
know
right?
Step. I know Step.
Good,
Not
good.
everybody.
Legend,
Right.
legend,
Yeah, I know
legend.
Step.
And I think Step had some issues with Shatta already, so he didn't want to.
You don't want to touch it.
Yes. So they came to me, they had a conversation. I said, look, if we're doing this, let's do it right. So I went to Step and said, look, Shatta is my guy. I'm working with him, so you better do the video.
Okay.
Then Steve says, okay, cool. If you say it is you, because you're my partner, because Steve shot my first video,
Okay.
African Girls.
Okay.
Yeah. He directed it.
Right.
And we've partnered on plenty things. And at the time, we're partnering on Base Awards as well.
Okay.
So it says, okay, if it's you, then I'll do it. And I'm not going to take a dime because it's your project.
Right.
So that's how we got it, did the video. Castro, may God bless his soul, was in the video. Mr. Logic got the logistics together.
Right.
Logic got the logistics.
No pun intended.
Yeah. And we made it a success.
Right.
Yep.
Also, you came in at that point. I think the first time I saw you guys together was some Kwewu, right after the song blew up. You and him went to Kwewu Easter. I remember that. So that's where the process.
Yes, that's how it started for us. Yeah, and we went on to win Ghana Music Awards. I think we had 4 or 5 nominations at the time. I told him we are going to cup 3, and that's what we did. And the rest was history. I mean, I spoke to Boogie Down Nima.
Right.
Right. Because at the time, myself and Boogie Down Nima, Hashim, God, respect, Godfather, he was working with
VIP.
Exactly. So we're doing it together. Exactly. So I said, look, this is my guy. We can do this.
Right.
It's okay. Let's see what we can do. Then boom. The next thing, we were all over the States touring. Right.
So what I'm hearing is you were super instrumental in Wale.
Obviously.
Okay, so now in light of that, when you hear, obviously we know what's going on with you and Wale right now.
Yeah.
When you hear some of the things he says about your influence, your input into his career success, how do you take that? How do you make sense of that?
I mean, I love because these are things you can't take away from me.
Right.
These are actuals that happen. So no matter how you put it or rub it in people's face, it won't wash.
Right.
I mean, if I wasn't there, then I wasn't there.
Right.
If I was there,
right.
Yeah, and all the people. So look, these are the people that I brought to build the brand. So I brought Steve. Steve had Solid Multimedia at the time. I brought Ignis.
Okay.
Or Foresight.
Foresight, yeah.
Television.
Yeah.
Because then we're having issues breaking through radio.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, because it had bad press.
Right.
Right. So radio wasn't playing him at the time.
Right.
So I said, look, no, if we're going to go through a different route.
Right.
So Foresight was huge at the time.
Right.
And Stip had a show on his on one of the television shows, 30 minutes.
Right, 30 minutes.
Exactly.
Right.
So we used both 30 minutes and Foresight TV to build him up.
Right.
I also assembled a team. Chris Coney, I don't know if
I know Chris Coney.
I brought Chris Coney. When I left the first time, there was a gentleman that took over. Julio.
Yeah, I know Julio.
That's Julio. Julio was my boy.
Oh, yeah?
I used to work. Julio is my son.
Wow.
Yeah, back in China House.
Wow.
It's my son. So I brought Julio. I brought Chris Coney.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else. I assembled everybody.
You sound like you built that.
Definitely,
that team.
Built that because when I got there, he had Deportee, he had Blade, he had all these other
right,
and they were doing an amazing job.
Right.
It's just that they didn't have the media space
to take it to the next step.
Good. So they and Logic was
right.
the head of that team at the time.
Right.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but
no, say it.
At the time I was taking over.
Mm-hmm.
He had run into problems with Logic.
Okay.
He put Logic behind bars.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the thing that he was talking about.
Exactly. And I don't know what transpired, but we had to go because we were working with Logic at the time on Base Awards. So we had to go to the police station to make sure Logic will get freed so that we can do this.
Right.
Understand? So, anybody, you can ask anybody.
Right.
I've mentioned too many names.
Right.
Ask them who put them on.
Right.
On Shatta Wale's stuff.
Right.
He himself can say whatever he wants to say, but all these people are witnesses.
Right.
So, hey.
Right. Right. How do you, when the dust settles, because it's a lot of, Wale's personality, I know your personality, but when you sit down and assess everything, how do you take how the relationship transpired or what's happening right now? How do you assess it? How do you feel about the whole thing?
About myself and him?
Yes. Oh, everything you guys built together and the way and everything he says right now, because it seems like he's
for me, I think it's I've come to understand that that's how life is, right?
right.
I mean, Wale is not Wale. Maybe Wale is being vocal about it, but I've been through my fair share of people who have or are trying to rob me of what my contribution to their lives.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? I
Right.
mean, 5 started this whole, you didn't do nothing for me and you chop one money.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Then he came to I1. So Wale
Right.
is just the loudest.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've
Okay.
had that already.
Okay.
It's just that Wale's amplified it.
Right.
But I've had that throughout my journey.
But why that? Why do you always get tagged with that?
I don't know. I mean, you see, because
Do you have contracts with these guys? Because if you have a contract, you can always go back and say contract says A, B, and C is what you're getting. You can't go back and say that you didn't get A, B, and C, right? So it's verifiable.
Okay, so I don't believe in contracts, but I've had contracts before.
Okay.
Because I believe contracts are made to be broken, right? So
okay.
Yeah, I mean
that's interesting.
Yeah, they are made to be broken.
But there are consequences when you break contracts.
Where? Maybe here in the States, not back at home.
No, but at least you have proof.
Of what? So
of I1 was supposed to get 5 was supposed to get X, they get Y.
Okay, so my point is, when I start building something, I don't build it for it to go and mess up.
Right.
I'm trying to build it to the whatever infinity,
right?
So even if it didn't work in first year, second year, or third year, or whatever year, it still didn't work.
Right.
For me, I wish it would work.
Right.
You understand? So I'm not a big believer on contract or
right.
in contracts.
Right.
Because I had one with 5. They broke it and came back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I had a contract with I1. He never signed it, but I still worked for him.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so
right.
We had another one with Natural Face. He broke it and left.
Right.
So
right.
What else?
They don't hold a lot of weight.
And I'm not the person that's gonna go and drag you to court and say, hey, I don't have that time. I'd rather use my energy to build something else.
Right.
I've always been building.
Right.
Yeah, and I'll build till I die.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So going back to your assessment of what you think about.
So again, I mean, because I've had stuff like that in the past already.
Right.
I mean, when he does that, I mean, I just look at it and just shrug, and I'm like, hey, it's meant to be.
Right.
You understand? I don't take it personally.
Right.
I know who he is, right? And I know he's out of pain.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
Because exactly.
What pain?
I don't know. Maybe I'm no longer with him. Because I don't get it.
He misses you? That's why he acts like that?
I think so. I think so, because really, what's the situation? I mean, what did I do to deserve what he's doing?
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
I mean, but then, knowing your personality, you are an intensive guy. You're an intense guy.
Yeah.
Shatta Wale is an intense guy too. So knowing those two personalities, you can understand why you go for Wale goes for the neck. You go for the neck too.
Yeah, but I think there has to be a cause and effect.
Right.
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 So what happened? Like, what did I do?
Right.
So I'll tell you something. So just before I took him to court, right?
Right. Right.
So just before I took him to court, I was on radio talking about him and Sarkodie,
right?
That their albums may not do well,
right?
Against Blackos,
right?
And I was just citing an example that because Blacko has a machinery behind him,
right?
His will blossom, and there's my dwindle along the line,
right?
And I went on to say, if you look at the whole video,
I think I saw the video.
Yeah, people should not use that against them,
right? You think he took it a certain type of way?
You're asking me that?
I'm asking you.
That's how he took it. Yeah, that's how he took it.
He took it as a slight.
Yeah, and I mean he admitted the same thing on Paul Adumochi's show. So I don't know why he can admit that.
Right.
I can say.
Right.
So for me it's personal.
Right. But then that's what I'm trying to get at. Yeah. Why would it be personal? Because this is somebody you eat with. This is somebody. I mean, Wale and Boo.
Maybe be honest, or they miss me.
That's love, right?
Yeah, it's love.
That's love.
Love right there. Because I don't get it.
Right.
It's not like I took something from him or I squandered his money or this show money I didn't pay. Nothing like that.
Yeah, it sounds like it's aggressive. I mean, the last skirmish, the latest problems you guys had, he said a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that I lick messy. But that's my mouth. I have a small dick. I fuck small pussies. Yeah.
That was a lot of dirty laundry being washed in public.
No, I mean,
how do you feel about when he says stuff like that about your wife and he brings personal stuff in there? And then, like I said, Wale will come for your neck because that's just how aggressive he is, and you are like that too. How do you feel? How do you feel?
I feel sad for him because I will not stoop.
Wow.
I won't stoop that low.
Right.
If you realize my banter with him, I've never gone there.
Right.
That.
Are you scared? Are you scared of Wale?
No, I am principled.
Right.
Wale's kids are my kids.
Right.
Wale's baby mamas are my baby mamas.
Right. What do you mean by that?
What I mean, we're family.
We're family, okay.
When I go and say anything,
right,
it won't hurt only him.
Right.
It's going to hurt everybody.
Right.
So I won't go that. I mean, Wale's dad is my dad.
Right.
Siblings are my siblings.
Right.
The mom is my mom. So I'm careful. I'm careful about what I say because there are tons of things I can say too. Right. And I mean, I laugh at the things he say because it doesn't make sense. If I have a small dick,
right,
did I create myself?
Right.
I didn't. Go and talk to God about it. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Now he's trying to make sure you don't get the girls.
I don't know. So there are girls who don't want big dicks. I mean, let me cite an example. A few of those been on record saying she doesn't like big dicks.
Oh, so there's hope for you.
I'm married.
Oh yeah, you said no, but Wale said a lot of things. Wale, he washed all y'all laundry out there, right?
No.
He gave you a girl. He got you the first.
Those are all lies.
Okay. So he's lying.
Why would I do that with him?
He said he had a threesome with you.
Me? Where?
But why don't you respond to these things? Because
so there's no point in doing that. I mean, if I didn't know you like I know you, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. Right. There's no point. Why would I go back and forth with him? There's no point.
Right.
Yeah, for me, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. And I'm on a different level. Right. So I don't respond to people who are behind me. Right. Ooh. Facts. Because people who are behind you will come for you. Right. They'll try and pull you. Right. So there's no point. I mean,
are you saying Wale is behind you?
Isn't he? He's my yesterday news.
Okay, in terms of career, right? In terms of work,
whatever.
I'm trying to be as concise as possible because Wale will come for you and for me.
Listen. So again, words, right?
Right.
If nobody understands what we're saying, that's their business. We can't force comprehension into their heads, right?
Right.
I mean, if you Googled right now, they're gonna say Bulldog, former manager.
Right.
Yes, that's my former.
Oh, that's your past.
Yeah,
that's true.
Past.
That's true.
Isn't he?
No, I get that.
That's okay,
I get that.
Yeah.
Do you first of all, what are the highlights? Because you have been there with Wale, right? Looking back, what is the highlight of that relationship? What is the pinnacle? Because you guys had a storied relationship, man.
Yeah.
Been there, done that, from Beyonce's thing
Yes.
What are some of the stories that really stick out to you?
A lot. I mean, I'll say the Beyonce, and Beyonce, was for us in the whole country. I think we could have done better with the Beyonce thing, but hey, we did what we could do.
Okay.
And I think for me, I'm gonna say so this is it, right? For us at Bull House, and especially for me, right, we have a blueprint, right?
Okay.
So once I start working with you, first year or second year, right, depending on how your spirit levels or your energy levels, right? within 2 years, your name needs to enter into some award scheme.
Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our benchmark, and that's how we've done it from 5-5, right? Me and my team. So when we started doing Wale, right, the 6th month, I wanted to give up, because I had not met anybody like him. So I'm on Radio A solving a problem he's caused.
Right.
And he's on Radio B
starting another one.
Hi.
That's Wale.
Talented, but
Yeah.
so I'm like, yo, can we do this? But then I realized that if we pulled out at the time, then I would have failed.
Right.
I wouldn't have a story.
Right.
So I said, let me stay on. Let's go to the 1 year. Let's see, because we're on a trajectory.
Right.
And we know we're doing all the right things.
Right.
And God willing, yes. First year, we got into the biggest music award scheme ever.
Right.
In Africa.
Right.
Ghana Music Awards.
Right.
I'll say that. So once we saw our names against everybody else's name, we knew we were done. So for us, that's our biggest, for winning the trophies is highly political.
Right.
So, but getting our names there was most important for us. So once we won the 3, we knew our job was done. Everything else was an add-on.
Right.
Was a blessing.
Right.
And I'm thankful that we got together to explore the world.
Right.
We did some beautiful things. We changed the narrative.
Right.
And hey, I'm glad I was part of that journey.
Right. Describe how that Beyonce, because that's the most memorable time in Wale's career. From my perspective, I'm sure from a lot of fans' perspective.
So
describe that.
Okay, so again, we were there. We got a call, right, that Beyonce is doing a project they would want us on, and hey, for us that was it was a dream come true, So they pushed the song for us. Wale did his thing, send it back to them.
Had they already? I'm curious. Had they already voiced it? Has she already voiced her part?
Yeah, she had done her part.
Oh, okay.
So Wale did his part. Then they brought it back and they said they liked what Wale did, and that he should go on like 4 more bars.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. So he did that.
Okay.
We sent it back to them.
Okay.
And they loved it.
Okay.
So we were working together with the team. Leslie of
Big Les, yes.
Fantasy and Hashim Boogie Down. These are the 2 gentlemen who look after Wale here.
Right.
And they still do.
Right.
So the deal came through them.
Right.
We did our thing, pushed it, and they also pushed it to I think it's a Parkwood.
Beyonce's team, right?
Beyonce's team, yeah. And they said, okay, we love this. We'll make the album. We're doing some other stuff. So I think they did the collective, the whole Banner Boy.
All the featuring,
yes.
yeah.
And then they wanted to shoot the video, So I think they sent a crew to Africa to do the video. But our team thought, look, we should fly out here and get that relationship. So Wale flew out here and did the video with Beyonce.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sure you were excited when you found out that.
Definitely. I couldn't make the trip because then my visa was just 4 days to expire, right?
Right.
Yeah, so if I had tried it, maybe I would have had immigration issues.
Right.
So I just got him to come because I knew my people were here to receive him, Lex and
Hashim.
Yeah, Lex and Hashim, yeah, exactly.
Right.
So
wonderful.
Anyway, it went well.
How do you think, because Wale recently said that Beyonce feature was Ghana's last chance.
I disagree with him. When they say Ghana's last chance, he's not a prophet.
Right.
He doesn't know what's going to happen in 2 years.
Right.
3, 4 years.
Well, he feels like that was an opportunity for us to really capitalize and catapult, that opportunity into bigger things as a country. I'm not sure.
What would we have done as a country?
Support him more? I don't know.
But everybody supported.
Right.
Everybody supported. He got. If you go back and check, media played it. There were stories about it. I mean, I think we as a team should have moved to do a lot of things.
Right.
Because Beyonce, the song wasn't necessarily an album that was supposed to be um pushed out.
Right.
It was a
That's a soundtrack.
it was a
Like Lion
soundtrack.
King.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For a movie.
Right.
So they are tied everything into the movie. So
Right.
if you realize they were traveling around the world doing red carpets and all that.
Yep.
And I think we could have taken advantage of that.
Right.
I don't know, but for whatever reason we didn't.
Right.
So we should be looking to us more,
Right.
not taking an advantage of that,
Right.
than to say the country. What would the country have
Right.
done exactly?
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't understand when I saw the interview myself. I didn't understand what.
Right. I was scratching my head a little bit too because I think individuals have to take opportunity of the take advantage of opportunities they get. But
music is not like football where you get the nation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was us. And again, when maybe unless he wants to say business people could have capitalized on it to support us to travel.
Right.
Because to go up and down, you need a lot of money.
Of course.
To do that. And there are a lot of things at the time happening in the camp. Apart from that song, we have other songs to put out at the time. We had videos to do. So, maybe, I don't know. So maybe that's what
he meant, right?
To say Ghana, that was Ghana's last chance now, man.
Yeah, and that was a stark and a startling statement. I'm like, what does he mean?
Yeah.
I've always considered Wale as a very prophetic guy because you guys have done a lot of stuff for the industry, broken a lot of boundaries, changed a lot of minds, and done a lot of heroic stuff. The last one with the prophets and what he did to really bring to fore that problem of prophecies and people. Wale is just a great guy for that, but he's also sometimes he scratch your head.
I mean, it's understandable. I mean, you can't have
a perfect person.
I see it as perfect though,
right?
Because our imperfections makes us perfect. That's how I look at it.
That's true.
So you can't have a strong character and not have all these things.
Yeah.
So,
understandable.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. And do you have any regret from that relationship?
No, I mean I've never had any regret in life, and I won't start having one now.
None. Nothing. You look back and say, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Nah.
Man, maybe I should. I should have listened to my mom when she said don't do that. I should listen to my dad. I should listen to my none.
No. I mean, I've gone into every experience knowing what I'm going through.
Right.
I've always been aware of myself and my consciousness.
Right.
So I don't just do anything.
Right.
I don't know. I don't have a regret.
There's some things that you said in the past that I think you should look. I would think you would look back. Like for instance, when you said you sleep with every female artist you work with.
I didn't say that.
Or you will sleep with. What did you actually say?
Good. I like that. So I'm saying it's impossible for me to work with a female artist because we'll get involved based on how the work is. And I've worked with a female artist.
I was about to say.
I mean, Bertha, I never slept with her.
Right. So I looked at that as you were giving cover to, because you know what a lot of female artists face in the industry. Somebody's trying to sleep with you. But I felt like you and your pedigree saying stuff like that, you were giving cover.
Giving cover to what?
That notion that every manager wants to sleep with. A lot of managers or a lot of people in the industry want to take advantage of female artists.
I won't say take advantage because there are cases like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I sat on TV way back, I'll say almost 20 years ago, when I said Becca was sleeping with Kiki,
right?
Everybody wanted to break my neck. Eventually, it came to light.
Yeah, they were dating.
A lot of people didn't know that.
Yeah.
When I said it on television, they were like, Look, Kwame Fachi and Adina, they're going up.
Yeah.
Joyce Blessing and his guy, the husband.
Yeah, but those are actual relationships.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Listen, maybe when you go back,
all right,
go back and check.
I got you. It wasn't a relationship before.
So I'm saying that I am married, right?
Right.
So if I get involved with an artist who's female, for us to work, I'm not professional like that.
Right.
I might, and then it brings
Yeah.
at home and everything. So I was speaking about me.
Okay.
I'm telling you about me.
Right.
Good. And no artist, no female artist will come and say, "Oh, you tried." And again, I didn't say I was going to force myself.
Right. Right.
I was saying it was going to happen because
Right.
you know how studio.
Right. I understand that.
This work. Yeah. So I was just painting a real picture. That's
right.
all.
It just sounded like you know, because we know a lot of females get taken advantage of.
So
a lot.
So this is the problem. I'll say all human beings have.
Right.
Right. There's always something in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
So when I say something, you're not listening.
No, I heard what you said, but I'm just saying that your stature as a major gatekeeper in the industry. When you say stuff like that, it sounds like you're saying it's okay, it's normal.
Why should it sound like that? That's not what I said. So again, I'm saying
you said you would do it
because I know me.
Yeah. So if a police chief says I would take bribe and says it's just me.
Yeah, but they're speaking their truth.
Yeah,
so
but
they don't need to be there. They don't need to be about money, around money, or they don't need to be in a situation where bribery will be spoken of.
Right.
So
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying that. And when I said we all have a problem, I didn't mean you. I mean generally.
Right.
Because there's always something in our head, right?
Right.
So when somebody says something,
we don't hear what was actually said.
No, we actually hear them. We don't listen.
Okay.
Hearing is sound.
Right.
But how are you processing what you're hearing?
Right.
And that's listening. We don't listen.
Right. Right.
I was just saying, hey, the way me I did.
You would chop them.
If like I be gay, I chop all my boys. Like right now, shut up, you chop my ass.
I better go.
You know what I'm saying? So, because that's the facts.
Right.
These are facts on the ground. I've seen too many of them.
Yeah. And I've seen it too. You know, I've been around the industry for a while. And I've seen so many female artists just getting, either they're getting taken advantage of or they're not getting where they need to get because somebody wants to sleep with them. And it's a problem that's pervasive, right? So when you said that, I was like, Bull, it sounds like from your standpoint, like your stature, you're giving cover to a lot of people who.
So I'm sure if you go back and watch that video, right, you understand. I was just saying my truth.
Right.
Right. I didn't say, hey, every manager out there go and sleep with you or no. And even if I said that, the girl has to give consent. I didn't say go and force them. I didn't say use that as a yardstick.
Right.
I didn't say hold them to ransom. No, I didn't say all that. I said, hey, me,
right,
the way I did,
right,
you know, and I'm a big believer that it is hard for men and women to work together.
Yes, I can see that. Yes,
yeah, and there are too many scenarios to that effect.
Okay, so you don't regret that.
Nah.
Another thing that I'll ask if you regret or not. Let's talk about men's gold.
Yep.
That whole situation.
Yeah.
You're one of the guys who put your neck on the line for Nana Kwame, the whole situation. I mean, Nanapia and that whole situation.
Yeah.
Do you have any regrets with
that? No, why would I have regrets?
A lot of people lost a lot of money.
Nobody put a gun on them to go and put their money there. I lost my money too. I lost almost $1 million Ghana cedis there.
Yeah, but even when the ship was sinking, you were one of the guys who was still.
What was I saying?
That Nanapia has done nothing wrong. There's nothing.
But it's true because he didn't do anything wrong. Go back and play the tapes. Maybe you forgot it. Let me refresh your memory, right?
Okay.
So, did Nanapia force anybody to put
It's not about forcing anybody. It's just about fiduciary responsibility.
What do you mean by that?
What I mean by that is if somebody opens a bank, right?
Yeah.
And I go put my money in there, I am of the impression that they're telling the truth.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It's not about you putting a gun to my head.
Yeah.
If I come to your supermarket or your store and I buy food, right? And I'm going to have a certain expectation that the food is not bad. Trust. Right? That's the responsibility that he has. So it's not about putting a gun to my head.
So I mean, what did he do to break the trust? So again, don't answer. Let me try and paint the picture for you.
Thank you.
Maybe it's been a minute, so it's a little bit hazy in your head. So let me paint the picture.
Okay.
So this is a gentleman who's opened a business, right?
Mm-hmm.
He says, bring your money and I'm going to whatever. Yeah? So you bring 10 cedis and you're going to make 1 cedi off your 10 cedis. So that's 10% of the money you put in.
Right.
And he's been running the business for 5 years.
Okay.
Then the central bank of Ghana, starts warning people and says, don't take your money to Men's Gold.
Right.
And that they are not a registered whatever. Now, the impression they gave was that Men's Gold was going to abscond with your money.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But Men's Gold didn't do that. So we were there one day, and then SEC, Security Exchange, whatever,
Right.
and Bank of Ghana comes to shut Men's Gold down.
Right.
What did Nana Appiah do wrong?
The business was started supposedly unregistered, right? No registrations, no certificates.
All our lives, he had everything. The problem the central bank had with Men's Gold was that they thought Men's Gold was a financial institution. Men's Gold was not a financial institution.
What was it?
Okay, it was a trading company.
So boo, these are semantics, boo.
No, but everybody knows this. Maybe you are the only one who doesn't know. You buy gold from somewhere,
right?
And you bring
the gold, yes.
And you raise a gold vault, and you bring it to Men's Gold. They trade your gold, and you make some percentage of it. That's what it is.
But who was bringing gold to Men's Gold?
Who was bringing gold to Men's Gold?
None of the customers knew anything about gold. All they knew is
Men's Gold had another company that sold the gold. I've forgotten the name
right
now. I forgot.
Oh, so the process is when you bring 10,000, the 10,000 is used to buy gold.
Exactly.
From that company.
Yes.
Men's Gold holds it and pays you when they sell the gold on the world market.
Exactly. They trade the gold. That's it. That's the business. Nothing else. Now, SEC said that operation, was not registered. Yeah. And Nam1 said there's nothing in the law books that says I can't do what I'm doing.
Right.
It's novelty. What I'm doing is novelty.
Okay.
So if there's anything, try now
pass a new law, right?
Good, regularize it.
Right.
That's the whole thing. So you see, if we don't break it down like this,
right,
then Nana Appiah becomes a bad guy.
Right.
But what did he do wrong? And the business for 5 years was running. Everybody made their money. People who took their money there got their money.
Well, most Ponzi schemes work for a long. Madoff, and not to call it a Ponzi scheme. No, but I'm not doing that. I'm just saying, just you saying that most
but that's what
people were getting their money. I'm just saying that because the accusation was.
You didn't even say that.
Okay, but I'm saying
take it back.
No, I take it back. Yeah. I take it back. But all I was trying to get at is that if you say, because people got their money, it's up and up. That is not necessarily true because
no, it is true because for 5 years nobody had lost money until the government
pulled the rug.
That's it. So if the government had not done what they did, done what they did, we'll still be here making some money. I'll still be making some money. I lost my money there.
Right.
So I can't be seated here and be sympathetic with somebody who lost their money because they are not sympathetic with me.
Okay, let me ask you a question then. If the process, if the whole business model was you put $1, the $1 is used to buy gold. We hold the gold and we trade it for you, and then maybe we keep a portion of the profit and we give you a portion. Where is the gold that I paid for?
I don't understand it.
The government, let's say I put 10,000 in there.
Yeah.
The whole idea is Men's Gold buys gold. They trade it on the world market, and of course, if they make money, we share whatever. If the rug gets pulled, my gold still should be there.
So first and foremost, you didn't go to Men's Gold because of your gold. You went to Men's Gold because of your profits.
Okay.
Okay,
so then all of a sudden it's not about the gold no more. It's about the profit. Then your financial institution.
No. So I'm saying that.
Because if the gold is the security, right?
Yes.
If the gold is my security, my security.
Good.
If you shut down, if the gold should be there.
Gold will be there. But the gold is traded elsewhere.
Right.
So if you shut it down, let's just say Men's Gold just shipped gold to the United States.
Right.
Yeah. 5th of June.
Right.
And they get shut, and they're supposed to get returns on the 20th.
Right.
And you go and shut them down on the 10th.
Right.
Wow.
The gold is still there. The gold is still going to get shipped. The gold is still going to get sold, and they were going to get money from it.
Exactly. But the people are not asking for their gold. They're asking for their money.
So give them the gold or the money from the gold. Sell the gold and give them their money.
How do I do that when I'm shut down, when I'm in court?
Okay.
Yeah. How do I do that when there's no business?
Okay.
You understand it?
Okay. So there's still...
So you understand it?
I'm trying to get to the bottom of it, right? Because... listen, I have a little finance knowledge, right? And I try to understand some of these things. It's a little convoluted, but my whole thing is, if you get shut down, The company has assets. The asset was gold.
And buildings and cars
Right.
and all that.
No, but I didn't invest in buildings and cars. I invested in gold.
I understand.
If the asset is gold, all you have to say is, or all the SEC has to say is, we have a gold deposit of 1,000 bullion sitting somewhere. That was collateral for your investment.
Yeah.
All we have to do is sell the gold at whatever world market price, and you get your money back. They're saying the money is just not there.
What money? So you're talking about gold. Why are you now bringing money?
Well, the gold is just not there.
Good. So check this out. The gold is not sitting anywhere, and because of the model of the business, we don't keep gold as insurance. You know, when it comes to finance, right? Every bank needs to have a certain amount of money with the central bank.
Right.
They need to deposit.
Right.
In case of whatever, right? Then they will use the money that they deposited.
Right.
This business wasn't like that. So there wasn't like a central point where we go and put gold.
Right.
Where they can say, okay, we have access to gold, like you're saying.
Right.
It wasn't like that.
Right.
So what are you saying?
That makes it very, very, very murky, but I get it.
Murky or not, not murky. People made money when they did the business with men's gold. Nobody lost money when the business was running.
Right.
Nobody lost money until this present administration and their messed up heads. Yeah, facts. They've messed up everything.
Right.
Look at the state of Ghana right now.
Right. I get that. But to say, so you
me, not me, everybody.
No, I'm asking you, you Bulldog maintained that there was nothing wrong with men's gold, the business, everything was up and up, everything was legit, as far as you know.
Yes.
Okay.
Because you see, first and foremost, I was a customer, right?
Right.
Then I had the opportunity to work with Nanapia on one of his companies. Xylophone.
Okay.
Yeah, I was the boss of Xylophone. Right. So I looked after Shatta
Wale. That right there is conflict of interest.
What's that?
You're working with the guy, and your business, you're trying to make money from the guy. So of course your judgment will be compromised.
The guy didn't even know I had an account there until the business went bad.
Okay.
He didn't know, because that's an independent company.
Right.
Men's Gold is independent from
Xylophone, right.
Exactly.
Right.
So I was the boss at Xylophone. Looked after Becca, Joyce Blessing, Komikita, Upupini, Shatta Wale, Stoneboy.
Right.
Yeah, we had 6 top acts, right? And we were doing, so when I made my money or I make some coins, I got it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to flip it.
Yeah. I was trying to flip my money.
Right.
Until these motherfuckers, messed it up.
Right. They messed up the gravy. They messed up the gravy train.
Yeah. Akufo-Addo and his people. So what did Nam1 do? And let me tell you the sad thing. As we speak, Nam1 has $42 million sitting in Dubai because he had shipped gold to Dubai. And they tried to mess him up. And I think somebody shipped gold and it didn't go and they thought it was him.
Yeah, right. There was something scam, some scam allegations about that.
Good. So eventually he went to court and he won the case because it wasn't him. It was mistaken for somebody else. Right? $42 million. The company needs to pay him back. The government is sitting back home on their ass and they're doing nothing about it. People are out there. Some people are dead. Some people are still struggling.
People's lives have been destroyed.
So why is the government not making an effort to help Nanapia Mensah go bring that $42 million? So say go share one money for we. And look at how stupid this is. Recently, the gentleman made 5 million Ghana cedis payment to the police. Half of the money was to pay for judgment debt for somebody who took him to court.
Okay.
So 2.5 million was supposed to be for one or a group of people that took him to court and won, whatever. And the half, 2.5 million, was supposed to be spread amongst the customers, some customers.
Right.
The Ghana police is sitting on the money. Does it make sense to you? Now, they took our cars, Xylophone, because they said we're sister companies. They seized my car, everybody else's car, took it to Iyoko, sold the cars. We don't know where the money is. All these things. So if anybody sits anywhere to now speak ill of Nana Pia Mensah, it doesn't make sense to me because all these things are in the public view for people to see that the gentleman is trying to make an effort to pay back.
Right.
But what is government doing? Nothing. Making sure he doesn't pay us back.
Well, it's not government's responsibility.
But whose responsibility?
First, it's not government's first responsibility to follow an individual's. If he wants to pay back.
Are you sure?
No, hold on. I'm saying if the money's there and he wants to pay back.
Yeah.
What is government going to do to make sure he pays back?
So good. So I'm
lecture
saying,
me.
So good. So I'm saying that police is an arm of government, right?
Right.
So I speak with the police. I say, hey, I have 5 million cedis. I'm trying to disburse the money.
Right.
Can I use your premises to disburse the money? The police say, hey, yeah, why not? Come. Then I take the money there. Then it ends up in their account. So what am I supposed to say? Who appointed the IGP? The president of Ghana.
I get that. But if you want to disburse money to your customers, why do you need to go through the police?
Thank you. He's done that in the past, right? And I think he had issues. Plus, Men's Gold is no more. He doesn't have an office.
Yeah, but
what? And he needed
you
proof.
need a database of
Plus he needs proof so that government will see that I'm making an effort to pay back. So there's nothing wrong. Police is supposed to be for all of us.
I'm
right?
thinking you go to SEC, make a deposit, and then you streamline those payments where everything is recorded.
That's another way, but going to the police is not also wrong, is it?
Police doesn't deal with matters like this. From what I would say.
Back at home they do. So let's just say back at home I owe you money.
Right.
And we've been going back and forth over the money, and I'm like, hey, I have your money today. Because then again, people have taken Nana Appiah to court.
Right.
It was the same police that is prosecuting Nana Appiah in court.
Right.
So they are part of the matter.
Right.
So I said,
I get that.
Yeah, I want a witness.
I get that.
So, hey, Charlie, no more can I police station in Koshkambo.
Right.
So what's wrong with that?
Well, my assessment of that was he was trying to gain legitimacy in the public eyes. Because I'm working with police. Now everybody can back off.
So if that's what he wanted to do, is that a bad thing? It's not.
I'm not saying it's bad or good. I'm just saying that it looks like, I have a problem. You guys are chasing me. I'll give a little $5 million to the police. Now everybody back off, and then I get some legitimacy.
The police is sitting on the money. 5 million citizens in their account now. Doing what with it?
Good question for the police.
Exactly. So I'm saying the young man is making an effort.
Right.
I know the young man as I know you. I will defend you anywhere.
Right.
I do that for my friends.
Right.
You understand? He's
I get
friend.
that.
Look, I have money there. I should be angry. It's a million Ghana cedis.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? My whole finances got lost there.
Right.
I'm just now trying to build up.
Right.
So
are you defending him in the hopes that he will pay you back?
That's not about it. He owes me that.
Right.
Whether I defend him or not, whether I decide to bash him or not, but I know the person we're talking about.
Right.
I know him in person.
Right.
You understand? So I cannot go and say anything I don't know. I can't go and lambast him. I can't go and it will be a lie.
Right.
So I'm just speaking to what I know.
Right.
That's it. If you know me, you know how I am. I defend my friends.
Right.
And when they go wrong, I say they've gone wrong.
Right.
Simple as that.
Right.
If he scammed anybody, let the person go for them. Let the person show me evidence.
Right.
And I'll speak for them.
Right.
But so far as it stands, Charlie, scam nobody.
Right. I mean, you got to understand, a lot of us are speaking from, you have, inner knowledge of a lot of things. Exactly. You're speaking from from the outside looking in.
Good.
So you have to understand why.
From the Benny Madoff.
You have to understand why it looks a certain type of way from the outside looking in.
I understand.
It thinks a certain way. So
that's why I had to break it down.
Right. So it's not that I'm accusing him of anything. I don't know anything to accuse the man. I'm just saying. What do you? Let's talk about the music industry. What's your assessment of where we are and where we are going? What do you think?
I think we are at I would say at our lowest point, but we are not at our brightest.
Okay.
I think we can do more, but there are few people who are pushing or holding the torch or pushing the the whole thing to the next level. And I think we need to support them. I mean, artists like Sarkodie
Right.
and Stonebwoy are doing very well.
Okay.
Especially Stonebwoy. I mean, if we're going to categorize Stonebwoy, we're going to put him in the reggae and dancehall Afro beats
Right.
category, right?
Right.
This gentleman has done collabs with everybody in
Right.
that space. So imagine he was doing hip hop. It means he would have done all the collabos, right? So
Right.
from Shaggy to Sean Paul, he's done with like the top
Yeah.
Beanie Man. So if I'm going to mention three big acts when it comes to dancehall, Stonebwoy is working with them.
Yes.
He's worked with them.
Right.
And this gentleman is pushing the envelope, right? I think that we can do more. You understand? And I think we're doing what we can do, but I've always said this, and I said this back at home. I don't believe we keep talking about streams. This is overrated, right? But back at home, we don't stream music and videos because of data. Data is too expensive.
Right.
That's the only thing.
Right.
You know, that's our biggest problem. So if you look at our streams, it comes from guys like yourself and other people outside from the diaspora who support. But the efforts that, or the strides that Stonebwoy especially is making, I think we need industry, government basically needs to support, because once they put in a little bit more effort, we can actually attain what our friends in Africa are doing. We can do that,
Right.
you know, because on just on Stonebwoy's strength, him and his team, look at the achievement alone. Look at Sarkodie, he's been doing his rapaholic for what, 10 years. We're in the 11th year.
Right.
I mean, you can't take these people out of the game.
You didn't mention Shatta Wale, interestingly.
Oh, I mean, we're talking about. I mean, Shatta is holding us down at home. You know, I'm looking at
outside.
Okay. You know, Shatta has done Beyonce. He's done Vibes Catcher.
Yes.
You know, but you know, it's not recurrent.
Right.
Like
these guys.
Exactly. And especially Stonebwoy. You know, so not to take anything away from Shatta.
Yeah.
You know,
I had to say that because the fans, SM
oh,
fans,
yeah, definitely. I was going to come there because I had to take the conversation out.
Okay.
Because back at home, I mean, I think we're doing well.
Right.
Yeah. When you look at just us, the four boundaries of Ghana, as a music scene, or we're doing well. We're just doing what we can do.
Right.
I mean, Shatta is there, and not just we have the Shattas, the Saminis, the Stonebwoys, Sarkodies. Then we have the Kwame. We're doing well. Yeah. We're putting out good music. Quality is good. We're shooting good videos. So, but I'm saying if we want to take this out, there are a few people that we need to support because they're doing extra.
Right.
You know, for me, I was amazed what Stonebwoy did in December at the Accra Sports Stadium.
Right.
Well,
amazing.
Yeah, well, almost about 100 or a little bit over 100,000 people at the stadium. You know, and to be able to pull us there, it means there's hope.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot more can replicate that.
Right.
I mean, Shatta's done it.
Right.
I think he did it 2 years ago, and 3 years ago or something, right? Stonebwoy's done. Sarkodie can do. So I think we just need to do it more, and it takes a lot for these teams to now pick up their own money and invest in themselves. So we're doing what we can do, but if we don't get help, I mean, Charlie, we'll just be stuck back at home.
Yeah. I think talking about the government support and the government help, I don't me personally, I don't don't know if that's the answer, right? Because I don't see a lot of countries doing it with government assistance, because it comes with, of course, the caveats, right? I think if we can get private sector involvement, that may be the answer. But all these talk about government stuff, it invariably never works.